One of the things I do in the book is I try and figure out where beliefs come from. Self-belief, the beliefs that the earth is flat, the belief in climate change. How do we in order to change any belief, we need to understand where they come from. And it's my opinion, as is the title of one of the laws, that we don't actually choose any of our beliefs. And I say that and I pause because I like the uncomfortable feeling it gives people. Even if everything was on the line, the most important thing in your life, you couldn't choose to believe something else. And if you understand that you're not choosing your beliefs, you then have to go in search of how beliefs are created. And as I say in the book, they come from usually first party evidence that we've subjectively accepted as truth. Doesn't mean it is true. You know, that person bullying you at 7 years old on the playground, it doesn't mean you are ugly. But that's a belief you accepted to be true. So if you want to make new beliefs, you have to then go and expose yourself to new evidence that you believe to be true. And if you look back at my story when I was 10 years old, my parents aren't in the house. My mum is sleeping in the back room of her corner shop. My dad is leaving his job and going and working there. I desperately want to have stuff and be successful like my rich white friends. So I start conducting experiments. And at 10 years old, I acquire so much evidence that if I need them Rockport shoes or that new BlackBerry phone, I can figure out how to make that money. And you get that information at 10, it starts positively compounding for you. By 14, I'm doing deals for our school to have all the vending machines in there. By 16, I'm running all the school trips. And that just continues off into, I'm now 31. That evidence for me has been compounding in my favor, and that's what belief is. So if you can't speak on stage, you're going to go and have to take one step outside of your comfort zone into your growth zone and start speaking on stage and learn that lesson in a safe environment that you are much more capable than you think you are. And that's what belief is. And I think it's important because some people will look themselves in the mirror in the morning and they'll read these books about visualization and they'll say, I'm a millionaire and I'm going to be so. You're lying to yourself and your brain knows you are. If you want to change your beliefs in any belief you have, if you're a flat earther, the only way to change a flat earther's mind is to take them up in a rocket and show them Earth. They don't believe NASA. They don't believe the source. So it has to be first-party evidence.
Tim Peake talks about flat.
Oh, really?
We had Tim Peake at our festival.
Oh, really?
And we asked him the flat earther question. And he said, even then they wouldn't believe you. And then Alan Watts talks about it. And he says the one way you could prove to a flat earther that the Earth isn't flat is that you start off in London and you get them to traverse the globe from a longitudinal point of view. Latitudinal point of view. And they end up back in London. But even then they would say, well, it may be cylindrical, but it's not round. And you'd have to take the North Pole to South Pole. It's funny because on the same thing about your beliefs, you don't choose your beliefs. I truly subscribe to the fact that there is no such thing as free will. However, that doesn't mean you can't have free will. It just doesn't actually exist. But you can still have it if you want it. Anyway, another conversation.